Good evening and welcome to Falcon Update. I'm Danny Johnson.
And I'm Ethan Gregory. Last week, President Phipps announced the new arrival of a new provost. Dr. Christine G.A. Gardner, Dean of School Graduate, Professional and Extended Studies at Gordon College, has accepted the offer to serve as provost of Messiah University beginning August 1, 2024. Dr. Gardner expressed her interest in serving as Messiah University's provost in this manner. I am animated by the mission of Christian higher education, and I have profound respect for the ways in which Messiah is staying true to its mission, educating men and women towards maturity of intellect, character, and Christian faith in preparation for lives of service, leadership, and the reconciliation in church and society. This mission statement reflects the head, heart, hands commitment of Christian higher education as we educate the whole person with the knowledge, skills, and dispositions necessary to grow closer to our Creator God and reflect the Imago Dei creative acts of service and vocational calling.
The Student Government Association announced new visitation policies that went into effect today. In the first year and upper class halls, visiting hours are from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Monday, no visitation hours on Tuesday, and from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Wednesday through Friday. The visitation hours are extended until 1 a.m. on Friday and on Saturday. It's 12 p.m. to 1 a.m. in apartments. The visiting hours begin at 10 a.m. and end at 12 a.m. on Sunday, then run from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. from Monday to Friday. On Friday through Saturday, hours are extended until 1 a.m. and begin at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Visitation rules and expectations will remain the same as stated in the student handbook.
Today was the solar eclipse, and that was visible all across the country. Rosie Schiano has you covered with all the information. Rosie?
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Danny. Messiah students were some of the millions of students across the United States to witness the solar eclipse happen today. At approximately 3:21 this afternoon, we saw 92.7% coverage. This is the first time since August 21st, 2017, that a solar eclipse has been visible in the United States. Scientists take advantage of the solar eclipse as it provides a unique opportunity to study Earth's atmosphere under uncommon conditions. Messiah's Physics Club set up telescopes and live streamed the eclipse, which hopefully you were able to catch a glimpse, as this is the last total solar eclipse until 2044. I'm Rosie Schiano, sending it back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Rosie. Messiah held its annual Giving Day last week. Giving Day is a day when the university's generous community comes together to support the education and experience of its students. Their original goal was to raise $175,000, but donors easily surpassed that, with the Messiah Office of Development tallying up $191,520 from 577 donors, which included faculty, alumni, parents, students, and other friends of the university.
Giving Day, there were 15 different areas or opportunities that donors could give to, and those are different funds and offices across campus. So donations actually support the programming efforts of those different funds and areas on campus, which in turn enriches student lives on our campus.
On Wednesday, the Department of Human Development and Family Science hosted a career roundtable session in the Howe Atrium of Boyer. Representatives from local organizations like Heavenly Hands, Pennsylvania Counseling Services, Paxton Ministries, and Catherine Hershey School were there to speak to students about career opportunities in the area. It was an opportunity for students to practice both social and professional networking. Students who attend were even given the chance to win an Amazon gift card.
So what we're trying to do is make it easier for students to know what opportunities that are available to them. And so ultimately that's going to help them network. So instead of just being bombarded by a gazillion different possibilities and organizations, we're trying to streamline that so that they can then pursue those connections.
More about upcoming events from the Department of Human Development and Family Science, follow their Instagram at Messiah HDFS.
Messiah's International Student Union held their annual International Gala this past weekend. Caitlin Mitchum reports.
ISA Mukapa held its annual International Gala with over 500 attendees supporting the theme of the year, hospitality.
I think sometimes it's the glam, the grandness of this, but also like the opportunity to celebrate different cultures and like see how people can show their cultures through their traditional wear or like the food that we prepare here.
This event started off grand with a person from each country showing off their flag. As the night progressed, there were many talented performances with 5 dances, 2 beautiful vocal performances, a ribbon dance, an incredible rap, and to top it all off, CSA performed a breathtaking dance.
So this year's theme is hospitality, and one thing that we really want to focus on is how do we show hospitality in our own spaces as well as the space that we go to. So that's something that we want to enforce this year, is to learn or appreciate hospitality and see how it goes.
With great attention to detail, ISA was able to pull off a fantastic night full of delicious food, head-turning performances, along with creative and fun booths that shared the cultures of many different people. From YBTV, I'm Caitlin Mitchum.
On Friday night, SAB hosted Got Water. Got Water was an event where students had the opportunity to decorate sustainable water bottles and learn more about the importance of water sustainability. This event tackled a widely untalked about issue in the Messiah community.
I think water sustainability is important because with everything that's going on in the world right now, we are honestly really privileged to be able to be on a campus that provides us with clean, unpolluted water. Like, we have access to dining facilities and water fountains, and we live just in an over-consumerate culture where it's I need the next water bottle, I need this, I need this, I need this. And we don't really take a second to realize what we have, and water sustainability just helps with agriculture and keeps you alive at the end of the day.
For more information on future SAB events, you can follow them on Instagram at Messiah SAB.
We'll be right back with more Falcon Update after this break.
When I visited Messiah, I loved the community here, and it made me feel really welcome, and the applied health science major was the perfect fit for what I wanted to study.
We're training students at Messiah to be leaders in the allied health professions. They're going to make an incredible impact on the health of others all over the world. Our students can choose concentrations in pre-professional, pre-physical and occupational therapy, pre-athletic training, and in exercise science.
I did an internship where I was able to shadow some strength and conditioning sessions with our men's soccer team, and that was really a meaningful experience for me to apply what I know.
All of the professors I had were really focused on integrating Christ into what we did in the classroom and reminded us of the way that God created us and how we can see that in other people as we go on from here.
And then we also teach them ways to interact with their future clients, patients, athletes in ways that not only are focused on writing effective prescription or rehabilitation, but really seek to support people in their journey, mind, body, and spirit.
In my senior seminar class, we have had the opportunity to work with a client as a conditioning consultant, and I've found this experience really valuable because I've been able to put into practice what I've learned into class into a practical situation.
Our students have a real advantage. In many cases, they've had additional training above and beyond what's necessary to gain entry into graduate programs.
So I'm really grateful for the opportunity that this program has offered me.
Welcome back to Falcon Update. I'm Ethan Gregory.
And I'm Danny Johnson. Ethan, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful tonight. You know, the weather today was excellent. Also, it's my first time at the anchor desk, so I'm super happy and excited for this opportunity.
Yeah, it's a privilege being here next to you as your first time anchoring. You're doing great, might I add. So.
Thank you very much. It's like the dynamic duo we have going on.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're matching.
I know.
We didn't plan it, we just had the idea. So it was nice being able to enjoy the warmer weather this weekend. Here's James Hellman to see if there's any more in our future.
Thanks, guys, and welcome back to this week's edition of Falcon Forecast. As we're looking right now on Messiah, really nice temperature outside, 65. It's been a beautiful day, got to 68 today, going to get a little lower over the night, but nothing too unexpected. The dew point, a very comfortable 43, and we're going to move on. I know Rosie already touched on it a little bit, but it wouldn't be weather if we didn't talk about the solar eclipse. And I mean, how about these glasses? Nice piece of fashion. I was wearing them looking at the sun. Looked really good. I can't see anything now, so I'm going to take those off as we move into our Tuesday planner. Tomorrow it's going to be a beautiful day as well, nice and sunny all day long. Look at those temperatures. They're starting to get up there. 54 in the morning, 73 by the afternoon. It's just going to be a beautiful day. We are going to look at our service map, however, for this week. I do want you to pay attention right here. There are a little bit of storms coming up. We're going to see those Wednesday, Thursday. There is going to be rain, but I think with the warmer weather, that's nothing we're all going to be too worried about. As then we move on into the dew points for this week. With the weather coming, it's going to be a little bit, more moisture in the air. 55, 56, 58 in the middle of the week with that rain. Nothing too dry. 43, 44 is still comfortable. And then we are going to move in to our 7-day forecast. There is rain here. Possible thunderstorms are on Wednesday, about 60% chance in the morning. Nothing too bad in the afternoon. And then there is going to be rain constantly through Thursday. But then as we move into that weekend, look at it. Sunny the entire time. 59, 65, 69, just perfect weather, perfect temperature. Spring is finally here, finally coming around. But that's going to do it for this week's forecast. Sending it back to the desk.
Thank you, James. Danielle Leppert went around campus asking students if they had any plans for the solar eclipse earlier today.
Good evening and welcome back to this week's edition of Falcon on the Street. Today we're going to find out how your fellow Falcons are preparing for the solar eclipse this Monday.
Buying me and my friends sunglasses.
I'm gonna get some glasses, some bright, and look at it.
So I'm in a meeting when it's supposed to happen, so I'm not doing anything.
My fiance is taking me to Rochester, so I can watch it.
I'm going to be outside practicing with my team.
I think my friends and I are going to try our best to see it. We're going to try our best to meet up and be able to experience such a really cool event that only happens every
Not too much. I'm just thinking I'm going to buy some glasses and hopefully just go outside and see it. Hopefully the weather's good too. It's getting a lot of rain. So.
Staring directly into the sun.
Well, I haven't thought much about it, but I do know that I read the safety information from our campus safety team and noticed that the campus store is selling some sunglasses. So I at least put it on my calendar and we'll figure out if I'm able to look at it or just look at it online later.
Well, that's it for this week's Falcon on the Street. For YBTV, I'm Danielle Leppert.
Thanks so much, Danielle. Ethan, did you watch the solar eclipse earlier today?
I did. This is a little bit of a wild story. I walked out of Boyer Hall at 2:50, and there was a swarm, just a mass of people with sunglasses looking straight up, and it was kind of cool. How about yourself?
Well, we were in class together, so I also got out at 2:50. But I didn't really partake in it mainly because I was waiting to go to Subway and get my lunch/dinner. So I was a little more hungry to deal with the solar eclipse, but I did see it get darker outside. So I can't say I didn't watch it, but I definitely wasn't outside. I wasn't one of those people outside in the group. So
that's fair. I was torn between taking a nap or watching it, but I ended up watching it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm excited to see what's going on around campus this week. My guy Garrett Fannin has us here with this week's campus calendar.
Hello, my name is Garrett Fannin. I'm bringing you today's campus calendar. Let's get right into it. On Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m., the Engel Center will host a Stress Less group. This is a fantastic place to get engaged with some professionals on coping mechanisms and stress relief. On Wednesday from 4 to 8 p.m. in the visitor parking lot, the Career and Professional Center Development Center will host Tailgating for Jobs. This is a great opportunity to find summer jobs, internships, engage with potential employers, and form new connections while enjoying a tasty hot dog. This event is free and will take place in the visitor parking lot. I hope to see you guys there. Season's greetings! On Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m., the Student Activities Board will host a spring pop-up at the Jordan Agape Plaza. Come and enjoy the welcoming of spring and pizza at this awesome event. Everyone is welcome. On Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m., Senior Annalise Yeesh will be hosting a mezzo-soprano recital at the High Foundation Hall. So come and enjoy some amazing music as Annalise strikes the stage. Who doesn't love guitars? This Sunday from 4 to 5 p.m., Senior Derek Shockley will host a guitar recital at the High Foundation. I'm sure it'll be a fret-tastic performance. I know we have some jazz fans out there. On Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m., Senior Quinn Cameron will host a jazz voice recital in the High Foundation Hall. Mark your calendars because you do not want to miss this amazing performance. Last but not least, on Sunday night from 8 to 9 p.m. at Hofstadter Chapel, the stakes are higher than ever with Bingo Night, hosted by the Student Activities Board. This is the last SAB hosted event for this semester, so give it all you got and win high stakes prizes. For YBTV, I am Garrett Fannin. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Garrett. Now let's see what Charlie Jones dug up for this week's Vault.
Welcome back to the Vault, where I unlock Messiah's history 1 week at a time. I'm your host, Charlie Jones. Last Wednesday, the Office of the President announced the new provost for Messiah. In light of this development, I want to remember all the provosts of the past and how this office began at Messiah. Back in 1994, one President Rodney J. Sawatsky wanted to restructure Messiah's academic leadership. Before this change, the responsibilities of overseeing both the academic departments and campus life aspects at Messiah fell solely on the office of the academic dean. President Sawatsky split some of these responsibilities, creating the provost-dean structure, which still remains today, though the division of responsibilities has changed greatly since Messiah became a university. Though President Sawatsky began his search in November of 1994, it wasn't until July of 1996 that he officially hired Dr. Donald Graybill as the first provost of Messiah. Dr. Graybill was an accomplished professor with a degree from both Eastern Mennonite College and Temple University, and was also nationally recognized as an expert on on Amish culture. He served as provost for 4 years. Following his tenure as provost, Dr. Graybill left Messiah to return to teaching at Elizabethtown College. After Dr. Graybill stepped down, Dr. Kim S. Phipps was promoted to the position. Dr. Phipps remained as provost until December of 2004. When President Sawatsky passed, she took up the mantle as president of Messiah University. In the spring of 2005, Dr. Randall G. Bassinger became the new provost of Messiah after previously working as a professor of philosophy at Messiah for 22 years. Dr. Bassinger served as provost for 17 years before retiring in May of 2022. Beginning on August 1st, 2024, Dr. Christine J. Gardner will take on the role of provost. Dr. Gardner previously worked as a dean of the School of Graduate of Professional and Extended Studies at Gordon College before coming to Messiah. On behalf of YBTV, I'd like to welcome Dr. Gardner to our Messiah family. Well, that's all for now, but make sure to tune in next time when I unlock the vault.
That's all the news we have for you, but stick around. Nate and Brandon have all things Messiah sports for you next.
Being able to talk about faith and Christianity and what that means is important to me because working in a secular environment, a lot of times questions of ethics and morality come into play. And I think having a faith-based education really equips people and our students to be able to go out into the workforce and be able to serve their communities ethically and morally and be confident about who they are in their Christianity.
Messiah definitely gave me an idea of what my future could look like. It gave me a vision for all the possibilities that existed for my life through the example of alumni, other students that were just a little bit ahead of me in coursework, the professors that came before me and maybe have graduated from Messiah. There's just such a community that existed and a model of success that was proven time and time again through Messiah. And so that was kind of one of the reasons why I chose to come here and why I continue to love it.
Absolutely filthy goal there. Boom goes the dynamite.
This is YBTV Sports, and I'm Nathan Harlacker.
And I'm Brandon Cruz. We have some really awesome highlights this week, so let's jump right into the Falcon 4.
The Messiah baseball team has been on quite the hot streak so far this season. The Falcons have won 9 straight games leading up to their matchup against the Eastern Eagles yesterday. We're where Isaiah Peridot looked to keep the streak alive. So here we see 7-5 game, top of the 6th. Peridot lifts one into left center field, and 2 runners on base, and that one is out of here to give the Falcons the lead, 8-7. Oh, beautiful job there from Peridot. Let's take another look at that one. Peridot finds a nice outside pitch and drives it in the left center gap. Beautifully done there. And there's a celebration from Peridot. The Falcons would go on to win that game 10-7, and that home run was Peridot's 2nd of the game and 5th of the season. The Falcons would then advance to 21-6 on the season and will be back in action tomorrow as they head to Wilson College.
Moving into Hitchcock Arena, Messiah men's volleyball took on the Knights of Arcadia this past Wednesday night. Up 2-0 in the 3rd set, Alex Kagoro looked to put Arcadia away for good. Here Arcadia looks to serve and gets it over, set up to Kagoro, and he absolutely obliterates that ball as you see it again. Look at the air he gets on this. Perfect set, and oh my goodness, he just sends that ball away. And the Falcons would go on to sweep Arcadia, clinching the 3rd seed in the upcoming MAC playoffs. Looking ahead to those playoffs, the Falcons look to avenge a loss to the Cougars of Misericordia when they face them in the MAC semifinals this Thursday night.
And the Messiah men's lacrosse team took on the Blazers of Hood College on Saturday afternoon for their first conference game of the year. Both of these teams would hit double digits in goals in this shootout, as the Falcons would have some big help from Mike McNelly. So we see 8-5 game. McNelly with the shot, goes deflected back to Berg, and then Berg gives it to McNelly and puts it in the back of the net. Beautiful job there from McNelly. Extends the lead out to 4. So there we see the shot deflected beautifully right to Bobby Berg. Gives it to McNelly, who has a wide open shot, and puts it right back into the net. And the Falcons would then go on to win this nail-biter 14-12. The win would be the Messiah's first conference win as they advance to 8-3 on the season. The Falcons are next in action this Wednesday as they head to Eastern University for their 2nd conference matchup.
Finally, we go over to the softball field, where the Falcons look to win their doubleheader against the Blazers of Hood College. Up big in the 2nd game, Paige Eakes looked to send the Blazers home for good. And here's the pitch, and Eakes fires that one right into the gap, and she will bring home 2 runs on this RBI double. That would end up being the clincher for the Falcons. As we see it here again, perfect placement of that ball. She's pumped up as she puts in 2 RBIs, gets second base, and that double would secure the doubleheader victory for the Falcons as they beat Hood 9-1 in the 2nd game. The Falcons improved to 6-2 in conference and 15-12 on the season. Their next matchup is against Dickinson on Thursday.
And it always is fun to look at some of the best plays from our NCAA Division III teams.
It sure is, Nate, and when thinking about athletics at Messiah, our mind goes right to the NCAA Division III teams. However, there is so much more than just the NCAA teams surrounding Messiah athletics. In fact, a few of these other athletic opportunities, men's club soccer and Aroma, might have more in common than you think. James Hellman has the story.
If you are ever by the front of campus and see people across the train tracks on the rec field, there is a good chance it is the Messiah men's club soccer team.
Club soccer is the next evolution of what used to be junior varsity soccer here. Back in the late 1990s, they got rid of the junior varsity team because it was just unwieldy for the coaches to have 40 guys. And so I think it was around 2005 or so, they started up with a club team. It was student coached for a lot of years. I came on in 2013 as the head coach and the advisor, and I've been coaching them ever since.
Another important aspect of Messiah Athletics is its sports ministry, Aroma, including employee Rodrigo de Mendoza, new to Aroma this year.
I'm one of the sports ministry coordinators with Aroma. Essentially what that means is that I just kind of help with a lot of the ins and outs of what our sports ministry does.
These two would come into contact for the first time when the club soccer team took a trip to Rodrigo's home of Panama City, Panama.
We had a team that was tight enough where they wanted to spend spring break together, where they're willing to raise money together, they're willing to go down there and just kind of invest in the community. Plus we played a lot of good soccer down there as well. So it was a sports ministry trip in 2016.
In 2016, I was just in the last months of my high school career, I guess, and I was in the middle of soccer season, and my soccer coach was a full-time missionary in Panama with Score International. That spring, one of the teams that he hosted, he used to host a bunch of short-term teams that were, I guess, small teams that were on short-term trips to Panama. And he was hosting the Messiah men's club soccer team.
The first game we played down there was against a high school team, high-level high school team, happened to be Rodrigo's team.
So I got to be around this club soccer team, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 different times throughout the time that they were in Panama, just playing soccer with them, and then also translating for them wherever they were and just hanging out with them. So it was a really, really cool experience for me.
Rodrigo's helpfulness in translating was something Coach Zigarelli took note of.
I remember him and some others being pretty instrumental. And without people like that, we just, there's just no way to share the hope that we have. So he played a key role in that respect.
This experience with the club team created a bond that helped lead Rodrigo to Grantham today.
It's somewhere where I know, if I come, I'm going to be pushed and I'm going to be challenged and I'm going to grow. Not just that, but through the lens of, can you do all of those things, also growing closer to Jesus, first, with that being the priority. And I think it's lived up to that. So it's been cool.
For YBTV Sports, I'm James Hellman.
That was an incredible story that James and Nate both got to take part of, and I'm glad that both of you were able to get that opportunity. So what was the coolest part of talking to Rodrigo and Coach Zuccarelli?
It was really cool, mainly to see Rodrigo. He's a very personable guy. Never met him before up until that point, but it just seemed like he wanted to be your best friend right away, so that was really awesome to see. And then just hearing from Coach Zigarelli, just hear about the story and the correlation that brings them both together. I just think it's just a great story, and I'm glad James and I got to work on it. And it's going to be posted up later, hopefully on YouTube soon, so we can see the full version there.
Thank you for watching Falcon Update. Don't go anywhere. Jessica Fannin will be hosting YB Tonight after this.
Other pedal.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. That's good. Right. That's close. That's pretty close.
Okay, so what is this on?
That is the snare drum.
No, what number?
Oh, 2 and 4. Beats okay. 2 and 4.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
And then this is on
1 and 3.
1 and 3.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's right. You got it.
Let me try to put it together. So it goes 1, 2. Okay, that's definitely not good. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes. Wait. Okay, I definitely can't play the drums. So I think we've covered that.
Good evening and welcome to Yellow Breeches Tonight, live from the Hostetter basement. I'm your host, Jessica Fannin, and I'm so excited for what we have lined up for you tonight. First, we will sit down with the president of the golf club, Calvin Durstein. Then I will sit down with Nick Hogue and Nick Costanzo to talk about their band, Rock Terrain, before they finish the show with a performance. Right now, we will see this week's Bird's Eye View, where I learned about Rock Terrain's band practice. We'll be right back after that and the break that follows. Hello and welcome to this week's Bird's Eye View. I'm Jessica Fannin and I'm here with
Nick Hogue.
And we're gonna check out Rock Terrain's band practice. Let's go.
Sounds good.
So can you play me some chords?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good. Awesome. So can you just tell me a little bit about band practice? So what do you guys do during a typical practice?
Yeah, so we like go throughout the week and like we choose these different songs we want to play, and we try to work on them by ourselves first, and then when we've set a time when everyone's free, we just come together and kind of go through it together and see if it works or not. So
See if you're ready to perform?
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's go check out the drums.
This is Nick Costanzo,
Awesome.
the drummer for Rock Terrain.
Yeah, so Nick, can you play some drums for us?
So it's a 4/4 beat. You're going to be playing eighth notes on the hi-hat closed. Bass drum is going to be playing beats 1 and 3. And your snare drum is going to be playing beats 2 and 4.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Alrighty.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Thank you guys so much for letting me come to practice today. I had so much fun. I feel like a true drummer now. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for this week's Bird's Eye View. I'm Jessica Fannin. Welcome back. I'm here with the president of the golf club, Calvin Durstein. How are you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good. So can you tell me a little bit about the golf club? What does a typical meeting look like for you guys?
Sure. Our golf club we usually have a couple interest meetings each semester. We go over what we're going to do each semester as far as club events, and then we have a competitive team, so we usually go over what the competitive team will look like, including our tournaments that we play in. Yeah, it's a great time, usually a large turnout, so yeah.
That's awesome. I had thought about playing with the golf club in the
should've.
beginning of the year, but I have no golf skills.
Doesn't matter.
So yeah, maybe I will. But what does a typical tournament look like for you guys?
Sure. We just participated in our first one of this semester last weekend over in Delaware. Usually we leave campus around 5:30, 6 in the morning. Drove about 2.5 hours, teed off at 9-ish with 6 pairings, 2 guys from Messiah in each pairing. Played about 4 hours, and then went to a hotel for the night, came back in the morning, played again. It was a great time. It was a little windy on Saturday. It was a little bit better on Sunday. We finished in 7th out of 15 schools, so overall positive weekend.
That's awesome. Yeah. So how long have you been a part of the golf club?
I've been a part of the golf club since we started. We started my sophomore year. I was approached by a couple other guys I played against in high school. They let me know that this was starting, and they really wanted me on it with them. And yeah, we got it rolling around my sophomore year of high school.
So have you been playing golf for a long time?
Since I could swing. My dad got me into it. Me, my dad, and my brother all play. It's a great time. We love it.
And so you're the president now. So what made you decide to take on that leadership role?
Sure. I was asked by the guys who had the role before me. I really looked up to them, respected them for how far they brought this along, and I felt that I could do the same, and I've loved doing it. I have another guy who's unfortunately not here tonight, but he'll be taking it over once I graduate in May.
That's awesome that you're leaving a little bit of like a legacy behind. So why play golf over other forms of pastime? What makes golf better?
Yeah, that's a great question. I love it because you get to be outside in nature. It's a great time to reflect, be with God, I think is a great time. Great time with friends. I've made tons of relationships with my dad, my brother, and a lot of other guys. Some great memories are made. It's always a good time, I'd say.
Yeah, so you mentioned God. How do you incorporate your faith into your sport?
Sure. I think golf and faith have a lot of things in common. Perseverance, self-control are some big lessons that I've learned through my faith and golf. And yeah, it's a great time, especially when you're by yourself. You're just walking the course, just have a lot of time to think to yourself.
That's awesome. Yeah, golf has always given me a more peaceful vibe.
Definitely.
I love going to golf courses and just like walking around. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
So for somebody who is not great at golf,
Sure.
what kind of advice would you give?
Swing as much as you can. With any skill, it takes time and effort. Just a lot of practice, I'd say. Watch YouTube videos. There's some great YouTube helpful tips out there.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, it would take a lot more time. I don't have
fine.
that coordination.
It took me a lot of time. It still takes me a lot of time.
Do you have any golfers that you look up to?
Sure, I'd say my younger brother. I really look up to him. He is 3 years younger than me, but he's a lot better than me. Whenever we play, it's just I try to beat him, but now he's very good. He's playing at Grove City College out in Pittsburgh, and yeah, I love my brother.
Oh, that's really sweet. I love that.
Yeah.
So what kind of skill level would you recommend somebody would have for the golf club?
Sure. For as far as the club itself, we want anybody to play. If you have any interest whatsoever, even if you can't hit a ball, we want you to come out. We have range nights, mostly Friday nights. Most Friday nights. Just come out. We teach if you want being taught. It's just a good time to be with other people in the club. As far as the competitive team, we hold tryouts. We take at max 12 members, but we would like as many people as they want to try out. I usually say if you can shoot under 100, come on and try out. And yeah.
Okay, so you guys compete a lot, right?
Sure, about 3 tournaments a semester, 6 tournaments in a year.
And do you guys typically do well?
Yeah, last semester we finished 3rd in the region of about 15 teams, and these are not your normal teams like Messiah plays. We're playing Rutgers, we're playing St. Joe's, we're playing Drexel. So basically guys that don't make their team, they come and play club. So some pretty good golfers are out there. Yeah, we finished 3rd. We didn't touch a top 10 finish our first 2 years, so it was a really great semester overall.
That's really awesome. Yeah. So you guys commute a lot to these tournaments.
Long drives.
And do you guys drive together?
Yep.
Okay, so how do you guys facilitate a community on these long drives to your tournaments?
Sure. Some guys sleep, some guys stay up and listen to music. Yeah, we packed 5 guys into my super route pack this weekend. It was a good drive. We were just driving through Lancaster in the morning. It was beautiful watching the sunrise, just talking with the guys.
Long drives with your friends are always the best.
Always fun.
Do you guys have any future events?
Yeah, we're looking to Masters are this weekend, so we're going to look to have some sort of a little watch party. I get a bunch of people out for that. We're also looking at having maybe like a 2v2 scramble at a local course, just trying to access the community of golf that Messiah has.
That's awesome. Yeah. Is there anything I missed?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, Calvin.
Me.
I think I learned something new about golf, so Thank you so much for that. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have. After this break, I will sit down with Nick Hogue and Nick Costanzo to talk about their band. Stay tuned.
It's very rare to find a Master's of Music program that has this online component along with great flexibility.
The graduate programs in music at Messiah University consist of a Master of Music and Conducting and a Master of Music Education. The graduate program is the largest of its kind that is a NASM accredited program in the United States.
I enjoyed that the program gave me the opportunity to have so many hands-on experiences. Even if it was an online class, I was practicing my conducting. I was getting real feedback from professors on how I was doing with those skills.
Messiah University has been teaching online for over 10 years. That gives us the experience that we need to really have those personal moments with our students no matter where they are.
It's flexible and the quality of the education is unparalleled. One of the things that I love the most is that the professors build personal connections with their students.
Time after time, relationships are forged between students and faculty alike, and those relationships stand the test of time.
Messiah has helped me see my career anew because of the multiple opportunities that I have on campus to travel with the career centers. And so because of that, I've been able to obtain an internship through Messiah, and that's just amazing. I never would have gotten that opportunity without Messiah.
Messiah has helped me see my faith anew, mainly through the experiences I've gotten with other professors and other students. I think it's important to understand that as Christians, we are all different. We all come from different backgrounds and we have different life experiences. I think it's really important that we get to understand and hear and listen to these people, and it's something that we can take a small part of their life and put into ours.
Welcome back. I'm here with Nick Hogue and Nick Costanzo. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Pretty good, pretty good.
Awesome. Okay, so when did you guys decide to start a band? Can you tell me a little bit about Rock Terrain?
Yeah, we've been around for about a year. Back in February of 2023, I was in, I had some friends too. We were like, let's start a band and stuff. Then my one friend decided he wasn't able to do it, and he was a drummer. So I was like, I need to find a drummer. And then there's Nick right here. And I was like, you know what? I should ask him. And then we got together and we started putting stuff together and then going off from there. And then also, he is not with us tonight, but we have another guitarist. His name's Pate. He's on the men's tennis team, but he's our other guitarist in our band and stuff.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so how did you guys know you were going to be good fits together for a band?
Well, number one, we both kind of like the same music. He is a big Van Halen fan, and I grew up listening to Van Halen a little bit. Personally, I'm a little more on the heavy side. He tolerates the heavy side,
Yes.
but it's a good fit. Like, we're all about being engaged and just putting good stuff out there. So, and also our personalities just gel. And you can't go wrong with the name. I mean, that's a pretty awesome name,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and not just your band name, but also you guys have the same name, so that's
Yeah.
pretty easy to remember too.
Yeah. Yep.
So you guys, you play the drums and you play the guitar.
That's correct.
Why did you guys choose the instruments that you play?
Well, my dad, he's been playing guitar for 40 plus years, and I started out, he wanted me to start classical as like the foundation for like going for any like type of genre of music you can play. And I did that about 10 years ago. I've been playing guitar for about 10 years now, and I did that for like 5 years. We're part of an ensemble, and then COVID hit, so like that kind of messed up. I kind of started doing a little more stuff on my own, and then switched to like 80s rock. Started listening more Van Halen, started playing more songs like that and stuff. So
Yeah, and props to you, because the other weekend I tried to learn some chords on the guitar. And I can't get the strings down far enough. Like I don't press them down hard enough for some reason. I don't know why. I just can't do it. But you do an awesome job at that.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, why did you decide to play the drums?
Growing up, my dad played drums, a little similar story. I was 8 when I started, and I've been playing all through school. I did drumline and marching band when I was in middle school, high school, jazz band, all that fun stuff. Fun fact also, I was originally supposed to play bass for this band. And I know a little bit of guitar, that's true, yeah. But drums is always just a key instrument. For me, it's the pocket, it's the core of the band, it's what keeps everything together, and it's what gets your foot tapping, it's gets your fists pumping, your head's bopping. You know, it's a happy instrument.
Yeah, I dance, and I love the drums. They always make a song. They make or break a song. And when you taught me a little bit about playing the drums, the little that I know now, while I was listening to music, I was starting to pick out the drums in the background. I'm like, oh, like I wonder if I could play that rhythm if I tried hard enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what kind of songs do you guys like to play?
Well, it's like, again, I love Van Halen and stuff, so like we pick some songs from there, but we also like pick a whole variety of different songs, like based on like what we like and stuff. Like he likes August Burns Red, does some fills with there. Pate likes Jimi Hendrix, he's played a couple parts with there. So it's just the music that we love to listen to, we want to share with everyone else. And I feel like that's really powerful, and that's like sentimental in our band. And what makes us,
There's a happy median that we find with it.
That's awesome. I love that you guys try to like find that middle, because that's a lot of different artists going on there, but you guys find a middle. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where have you guys performed previously?
Well, coffee houses. Most of the coffee houses, like we try to that's our trying to reach out to, you know, the campus and stuff, get ourselves out there and stuff. So yeah.
How do you guys facilitate a unified band when you guys play with each other? So you've done all these performances for Coffee House. When you prepare for them, how are you guys making sure that when you're on the stage, everything is in line?
So a lot of the time when we're at practice, we'll do dry runs, and we'll kind of go off on our own for like 10 minutes and just noodle through whatever we need to. We'll have like a set song, a core song that we'll center stuff around with, and then we'll build around that. And then when we're on the stage, I mean, there's this look that I think every musician can relate to. It's the look that you give each other, and you can just kind of tell, like, hey, you know, this part's coming up, or hey, we're gonna bring it back here, we're gonna end right here. But it's just bringing the whole band together is really what it is.
Yeah, so there's a lot of communication between the eyes when you guys play on stage.
Oh, absolutely. Like I try to position myself when we're on stage, like I'm like, even though I am engaging with the crowd, but I just want to make sure too that he can see me. We're both like communicating, like, okay, we know this is the next part. We need to get together.
And a lot of times too, one of the advantages of playing drums is you can actually kind of build up to the next phrase or the next section of the song or whatever you're doing. So if Nick gets lost in a solo, or if Pate gets lost here and there, usually I'll do a fill to lead us in going down the toms, or I'll just come up, or I'll swell on the cymbals a little bit, anything, or I'll just let these guys know I'll just do a fill to get us in this next section. So
I couldn't imagine if you were on like a huge stage how you guys would still be able to communicate through your eyes. I guess when it comes to bigger stages, there's a lot more going on there. But when you guys play, do you incorporate your faith?
Yeah, we try to like, I mean, some of the music we do play is secular, but like we try to do it in the most ethical way of like not trying to praise it or like, you know, go along with what the music is and stuff. But it's just something that I've always like enjoyed and stuff, and I've always like wanted to share and stuff. And like this past Christmas too, we did a Christmas special of "O Come All Ye Faithful," a song like that. He read scripture before that, and like we try to like make sure, like, you know, we're not all about like the secular bands, but like we want to incorporate to the Christian side of like that's who we are, and that's what we base our.
I love that.
So, yeah.
So do you guys have any favorite memories as a band?
I think one of the biggest things I think of is all the times we've been told to leave our rehearsal space because we're too loud, or I'll sometimes get there 2 hours early to set up just so I can play, and I'll be like playing for 10 minutes and someone will come in, and it's kind of a buzzkill, but at the same time I look back on it and laugh because where we're getting to now. So yeah.
I think my favorite part is being on that stage and knowing that I have their back and they have my back, and we just go along with it.
Yeah, you guys are a team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wonderful feeling, and I always enjoy it. So.
All right. Well, do you guys have any upcoming performances?
Yes, we actually have a band night that's coming up in 2 days.
That's right, Wednesday night at the Union.
Yeah, from 6 to 9.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything that I missed?
So you had mentioned Faith earlier, so real quick, I'll just break down our band name, Rock Terrain. When you say it, it kind of is misconcepted as rock and then terrain as in the terrain outside. But if you look at the spelling, it's actually rock, the number 2, and then the word rain as in, you know, Jesus reigns. And the I is the only letter that's lowercased in rain, and everything else is capitalized. And what that's supposed to symbolize is we are all lower than him. We are second, and he reigns above us. He is the rock, and we are on the rock.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, Nick and Nick, thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. You guys did awesome. So that is all that we have for right now. Stay tuned for a special performance.
Messiah definitely gave me an idea of what my future could look like. It gave me a vision for all the possibilities that existed for my life through the example of alumni, other students that were just a little bit ahead of me in coursework, the professors that came before me and maybe have graduated from Messiah. There's just such a community that existed and a model of success that was proven time and time again through Messiah. And so that was kind of one of the reasons why I chose to come here and why I continue to love it.
Messiah has helped me see my career anew because of the multiple opportunities that I have on campus to travel with the career centers. And so because of that, I've been able to obtain an internship through Messiah, and that's just amazing. I never would have gotten that opportunity without Messiah.
Welcome back to YB Tonight. I'm here with Nick Hogue and Nick Costanzo. Let's hope that Nick Costanzo can play the drums a little bit better than me. Guys, take it away. Guys, that was amazing. I'm so impressed. I'm sure our audience loved that. And Nick, you did great. You did way better than I could do. You also did amazing. Thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night, Messiah.